Did you know that nearly 80% of people have a story inside them, but only a small fraction ever share it? Even more surprising, 96% of people who write stories never get them published. Yet, storytelling remains one of the most powerful ways humans connect. Why? Because writing isn't about being published. It's about the impact, the craft, and the journey. You might be wondering, if I'm never going to get published, why should I bother writing? The truth is, great storytelling doesn't need an audience or a publisher. It's a skill that sharpens your mind, connects you with your emotions, and helps you make sense of the world. In this guide, we're going to show you how to become a master storyteller, no matter if your stories are ever shared with the world. We'll explore how to craft stories that matter, develop worlds from thin air, and leave a lasting impact on yourself, without needing validation. Get ready to transform the way you think about storytelling. Chapter 1: The Power of Unseen Words. You don't need a publishing deal to have your story matter. In fact, some of the most powerful stories are the ones that never make it to print. A study by the University of Chicago found that the act of storytelling, whether through writing or oral tradition, has a significant impact on human connection. So, why not start writing for the pure joy of it? The simple act of creating and sharing a story, even if just with yourself, can bring clarity and purpose to your thoughts. It's not about the audience, it's about the impact your words have on you first. This is the essence of writing for the sake of writing. Chapter 2: The Art of Creating Worlds You Don't Own. Great storytellers don't always have full control over the worlds they create. One fascinating idea comes from the novelist Neil Gaiman, who said, "A story is a journey. You never quite know where it's going to take you." Instead of focusing on owning your world, embrace the fluidity of creativity. The best stories are often born from unexpected places. You don't have to build a world from scratch to make it feel real. Let your imagination wander, and let the world shape itself through your words. The world doesn't have to be yours to command, it just needs to feel alive to your audience. Chapter 3: From Scribbles to Secrets. The unseen craft. Storytelling is a craft. And the most skilled storytellers are often the ones who keep the details hidden. There's a saying, the best stories aren't the ones you tell, they're the ones you don't. This concept is rooted in the idea of strategic omission. Great authors like J.K. Rowling and George R.R. Martin build suspense by leaving certain facts unsaid. Instead of explaining everything, let the story's gaps encourage the audience to fill in their own interpretations. These omissions don't weaken the story, they make it stronger. They create a space for the reader to engage with the story and make it personal. If you're enjoying these insights, make sure to subscribe for more storytelling tips and strategies that will transform your writing. Chapter 4: The Internal Storyteller. How to practice without an audience. The key to becoming a great storyteller isn't waiting for an audience. It's about developing your internal storyteller, someone who constantly practices without the need for validation. Consider the famous quote from Stephen King: "If you don't have time to read, you don't have the time, or the tools, to write." But it's not just about reading, it's about thinking like a storyteller. Start by observing the world around you and turning everyday moments into stories in your head. Practice telling these stories aloud, to yourself. You'll be amazed at how much sharper your skills become without needing anyone to listen. Chapter 5: The End is Just the Beginning. Mastering story arcs. In life, the most engaging stories often don't have clear endings. Instead, they leave room for interpretation, further exploration, or growth. Think of the stories that stick with you long after the last page. They don't end, they just evolve. One of the most famous examples of this is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which continues to inspire new generations. The story arcs don't wrap up neatly, they open up a world of possibilities. When you're crafting your own stories, remember, great stories leave the door open for what's next. Even if it's just a chapter in your personal life, the beauty of storytelling is in the journey, not the destination. Chapter 6: Unpublished Stories. Your legacy of unspoken words. Some of the best stories are the ones you never share. Think of the unpublished novel that sits in a drawer, or the stories you tell your friends that never make it to paper. According to research by the National Storytelling Network, personal storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to build connections, even if it's just one-on-one. These unpublished stories are not just practice, they are part of your personal legacy. The act of telling your own story shapes who you are. And even if others never read it, your own growth through storytelling leaves a lasting impact. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe and stay updated for more ways to unlock your storytelling potential. Storytelling isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. Whether or not your story is ever published doesn't take away from its power. The process of storytelling itself can transform you, offering clarity, connection, and personal growth. So, next time you think, why write when I'll never be published? Remember, the joy and the art of storytelling exist beyond the page. It's about connecting with your world, honing your craft, and leaving a legacy, published or not.